Hello again, I'm Cal Ewing with Karma Homeowner Opportunities, and in this video I'd like to discuss a little bit more the contrast between being a renter or a tenant and being a homeowner and some of the benefits to owning your own home. Many of you may have already been homeowners at one point, and so you already get it. You know how it feels to own your own piece of property that's your very own. And you may have had some unfortunate circumstances in your life that have caused you to have to rent again, and I'm sure you're just yearning to become a homeowner again and own something new. But many of you may have never owned a home, and it's always been a dream of yours, a goal, like a life achievement that you've wanted to have for yourself and your family. And I'm sure that you're very tired of being a tenant and having a landlord and a piece of property that you're living in that's not yours. Right? So I don't think I need to go through too many negatives, as you are probably living it right now, of having a property that you're renting, right? So your landlord's the ultimate boss, and they have control. They can sell the property when the lease goes up, right? When your lease expires, they can hike up the rents on you, and you just have to live with it or move, and moving is not fun for anyone. And then you're also limited in what you can do with the property, right? You're not really able to update it and things like that. Your landlord may let you paint, but that's usually about it, right? So you're just really stuck with fewer freedoms when you're renting, and you can't control the price of rent, right? So you just kind of have to live with it if rents increase. On the other hand, owning a home, it's really a wealth building thing for many people. It's a lot of people's greatest investment is their own home, especially when you're building your wealth for your retirement in your future. And so I'm going to share with you a little video that I shot that talks about the real estate cycle and about how home values are increasing over time while you're making your loan payments and growing your equity. So here's the video right now.
Okay, so here I'm showing you a very common and popular graph when talking about building equity in a home, especially if you've got a mortgage on the property. So there's three curves here, and the blue curve is the value of the home, or your initial purchase price for the home. The red is your mortgage amount, or your loan payoff amount. And then the green is the amount of equity that you have in the property. So I put in a purchase price of $100,000 just for basic numbers. And this assumes that you've put 10% down. So you put $10,000 down, and then you had a mortgage or a loan for $90,000. Okay, and let's talk about this blue curve first, the property value curve. So I did a little research, and the historical numbers for the greater Houston area show that homes have appreciated on average 4.14%. Okay, so that's not to say that it'll continue at that level. We have no way of really knowing if that's going to continue or not, but looking back through history is as best as we can do for predicting the future. And so that's the number I used to generate this property value curve. Okay, so you can see here that after 1 year, the home appreciates $4,000. And after 5, it's worth $122.5. And 10, it's $150,000. And where's 20? Here you go, $225,000 after 20 years. And then finally, if this is a 30-year loan, which is what I put in, the property would be worth $337,697. Okay. Now, the cool thing is over time, you're also paying off your loan. Okay, so this is assuming that you put 10% down. So over time, your loan is getting paid off as you make your mortgage payments. In year 5, you owe $86,900, and so on, right? So it's getting lower and lower over time. After 20 years, you only owe about $60,000, and then finally, year 30, you've paid off the loan and you own the home free and clear. Okay, so as this curve increases and this curve decreases, the difference between the two is the amount of equity that you have in your property. So at the very beginning, you've had $10,000 as a down payment, $10,000 down, so you have $10,000 in equity at the very beginning. But as these two curves diverge from each other, your equity is growing. So in 10 years, you have $68,000 worth of equity in the home, and in 20 years, you have $165,000, and then finally, you've paid off your mortgage in 30 years, and your equity is the value of the home. So you can see that if you own a home for a long time, for 30 years or even 20 years, you've grown quite a bit of wealth that's being stored in your property. And if you're looking to retire at some point, obviously you are. This is what many Americans are using to help afford their retirement, is you can borrow against the equity in your home and live off that in retirement. Or perhaps you want to put your kids through college or something like that, some major expenses that you need to use your equity to pay for. And so, and I'm sure you know this if you're looking at buying a home, but if you're renting, you don't get to build this wealth, right? Because your money is just going to your landlord every month. So you can see how powerful it is to be a homeowner and pay off your loan over time as the property increases.
All right, so as you can see, there are many, many benefits financially, helping you build wealth when you're a homeowner. And we want to help you build your own wealth. When you're a tenant, you're not building that wealth. You're not growing that wealth. You're basically making your landlord wealthy and helping them grow their personal wealth and for their future, right? And there's nothing wrong with that, but I'd like to see that happen for you. So one of the great things about our program is when we own or finance a home to you, we're your lender, just like a bank would be. But our mortgage payments are set in stone for 30 years. Unless we negotiate a different loan term. It could be 15 or 20, but typically they're 30 years where those payments stay the same. So unlike rents, which typically go up all the time, you can bank on the fact that your payment is going to be the same every month while we are financing the home for you. Okay, so that is awesome because your home value is going to keep rising over time. Your payment's going to stay the same. And over time, just like I showed you, you're going to be building more and more equity in that home. And eventually you may want to sell it and cash in on some of that equity or refinance and take some of that wealth that you've built and who knows what you want to do with it. Maybe travel or put it into a different investment, things like that. But this allows you all that freedom. All right, so we want to make this happen for you. I wanted to share some of the benefits of being a homeowner so you could get amped up about it because we want to really help you find a property that's going to be something that you and your family can call home and build future wealth in. All right, so if you have any questions or we haven't talked to you yet about what your goals are, we'd love to hear from you. Our phone number is going to be posted below. You can also fill out our form on our website that tells us a little bit more about what you're looking for in a home. And until next time, I'm Cal Ewing with Karma Homeowner Opportunities, where we put the people before the property.